So on the BSA, I've had some issues with the rear light not working or the bulb blowing. So I've bought one of these, which is a really cheap LED rear light off Amazon. It has a white LEDs here, 5 of them, to illuminate the number plate, but also a stop tail LEDs in the back as well. The trouble is, it's negative earth, and this bike currently at least is positive earth. So I want to see if I can convert this to positive earth. So the issue is, of course, there's I think the red wire is the brake light, blue is tail, and black obviously is earth, negative earth. So that's not going to work with a positive earth situation. I need to do these are currently positive, so I need these to be joined together and connected to earth. And I need to work out a way of getting two negative wires out, one for stop and one for tail. There's 2 screws here, so I'll whip those out for a start and see where we go from there. Okay, so here we go. Quite a nice little printed circuit board. So the ground is marked there, which is obviously where this black wire goes at the moment. Anyway, take the board off for a start, see what happens. So there's some hot melt gunk on here, just to stress relieve the wires. Same here. So here's the PCB. So yeah, they're all roughly the same brightness when it's on the tail light mode, and the 5 LEDs for the number plate. But if I connect the positive to the stop lights, then everything gets brighter. Not quite the same level of brightness, but it certainly works. So reverse engineering this PCB, basically there's 2 diodes for the tail light and the stop light. So this feeds in, lights up the number plate white LEDs, and they go through a 1K resistor, about 2 1K resistors back to earth negative, and through this 221 ohm resistor into the rest of the LEDs, which are split in this slightly strange way. Resistors here and here and here and here. Anyway, meanwhile, the stop power, if that is turned on, then it basically bypasses this 221 ohm resistor and just ups the ante on all these red LEDs. So I think what I can do probably is to break this here and have a negative supply permanently coming in here. Well, at least this will be the tail signal, and through a 221 ohm resistor can come into this side. So that's, meanwhile, I can take out this 221 resistor here and just sort of bridge that out. And then for the stop, I can just go straight onto here, I think. I think that'll work. That one's gone. Yeah, I think that'll do. So I'll give that a go. See if I can break the PCB here. I'll either steal this resistor and reuse it up here, or I'll find another one. And that should be good to go. Oh, these two, of course, these two just need to be ganged together to the positive earth, which my BSA has. Good. Give that a go. So I've taken a photograph of the board, And I reckon if I just take out these two 1K resistors, already tip them up on their ends, I can attach the tail light wire to them, which is over here. And if I take out this 220 ohm resistor, I think I can leave it out. If I stick that up onto this earth, or formerly earth rail, scrape off the covering down to the copper, I can attach the tail light to that, and the stop light can stay as it is. It just comes straight onto this rail through this black wire. So it's relatively straightforward, I think. Okay, so I've shorted out that those two pads, which was a 220 ohm resistor. Okay, so I've managed to resolder the 220 ohm resistor onto this earth strip, or what was formerly the earth strip. So I can put a wire on the end of that. That'll be the tail light setting, and this one will be the stop light. So all I need to do is to get these LEDs for the number plate working again. I've got the two, at least I've taken off the two 1K resistors. Unfortunately, there's one of them. I've lost the other one. I dropped it on the floor because it's tiny. I can't find it. So I think I'll get two ordinary, larger 1K resistors and see if I can attach those. I do have a couple of 1K resistors, so I'll solder these on for the number plate lights. One on there and the other on here. I'll use some heat shrink to insulate them, I think. So that should be fine. So yeah, there's the number plate lights and the tail light. And if I connect this one, it should bring on the stop light. Stop light, on, on, off. Good. So a bit of a faff, but I need just some tidying up, but that does seem to work. There's the label on those, stop and tail. Just remember which is which. Okay, it's all back together. I have the Boya power box on this bike, and this is the version that has a lighting output, lighting delay circuit, which means that it will only put power onto that circuit, onto that wire that comes out of here, when the voltage is above, I think it's about 12.5, 13 volts. So basically, with no battery fitted, it won't allow the lights to work until the engine's running. So as you kickstart it, it's putting all the volts onto the ignition, makes starting easier, and then once it's turning over fast enough, it will put power onto the lighting circuits. So I need to short that out basically, or put it straight to power to test the lights without actually starting the engine. So I put power on. There we go. So lights on, and with the brake light, so the brakes on, the stop light coming on as well. It's all good. Yeah, pleased with that. It's only, I think it'd be more reliable and looks neater than the old arrangement. Thanks for watching.